Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Mandy and I'm here with an Empties video. I did not wait as long this time. It's only been about 2.5 months since I filmed my last one, which was insanely huge. So I thought to myself, let's not make it that big before I film again. So this one's not as much, but it is a good amount of products. So I'm just gonna jump on in. I do use everything that I've talked about. Chad finished a couple of these. I will tell you what they are. I get sent a lot of products. I try out a lot of products. I don't always have enough face to use them all. So if I use them on my face for a little bit and say, oh, they're great, but they really don't have a permanent spot in my routine, I will finish them off on my body and I will tell you what those are as we go along. But I am not emptying products at my sink just so I can tell you I finished them. I have been accused of that, but I don't do it. I have already set them out in categories. So let's start out with cleansers. I have 4 makeup removers that I went through. The first is pretty much always on repeat, the Bioderma micellar water. I do think this is my favorite. I have another micellar water I'm gonna talk about that I liked, but not as much as this. It's just always on repeat and it is always in my collection. So I definitely have repurchased this and am using it currently. Another one that I finished up is the Avène micellar water. This one says it is for sensitive skin, face, and eyes. I do think Avène as a whole is great for sensitive skin. This one does have a little bit of a fragrance in it that did not bother me, but I think could possibly bother other people. And while I enjoyed it, it still didn't beat out Bioderma for me. An eye makeup remover that I use and love is the Misc Perfect Lip and Eye Makeup Remover. This is a very affordable eye makeup remover. I have tried using Bioderma as my eye makeup remover. In fact, right now I'm doing it. It does not work as well as specific eye makeup removers for me. I don't know if it's the amount of mascara that I use, the types of mascara that I use, I'm not sure, but it just doesn't work as well. So I always like to have something separate. And I need to repurchase this because again, Bioderma is just not quite cutting it for my eyes. This is the Elta MD Oil in Gel Cleanser. Now this, while it says a cleanser, I use this as a makeup remover and I took it with me when I traveled because it's much easier to carry something like this, in my opinion, than it is to rebottle my micellar water and then take cotton pads to go with it. It's just easier for me to take something like this. I did really like this. I think it worked great. Right now, my choice is the Allies of Skin Cleansing Balm that comes in a tube like this as well, but this is still great. Had no issues with it and I do recommend it. 2 cleansers that I went through, speaking of Allies of Skin, the Molecular Silk Amino Hydrating Cleanser. It's just a go-to for me. I love it. I will always love it. I know people use this to remove their makeup as a first step. I think I've tried that once and it worked, but it wasn't my favorite. Like I just prefer this as a cleanser and I typically use this in the mornings. No rhyme or reason for that. It's a great nighttime cleanser as well. It's just where it lands in my routine. And then a travel cleanser that I feel like I always have one of. It always ends up coming as a gift with purchase. It's the perfect size. It lasts forever. So I currently have another one of these in my travel bag, and this is the Is Clinical Cleansing Complex. It's a great enzymatic cleanser. I've always loved this cleanser, and again, it lasts forever, and I always seem to have one in my travel bag. So I don't even know if you can buy this in this size or not. I think possibly you can, so it's great for travel. For toners, I only have one kind of essence toner that I went through, and you better believe that I had 2 backups of this and will always have backups of this and will always use it. The Suhada Urea Moisture Lotion. It is hands down my favorite toner / essence. I have a lot. I am using quite a lot. I mean, I'm doing like 4, 5, 6 steps lately because of my dry skin this winter. But this is always the first one. It is very watery. You kind of feel like it's not doing anything until you stop using it and you realize, oh, it was doing something. For me, at least. It does something to keep my skin healthy looking and less dull. I just cannot speak enough about this. It's also very hydrating despite how watery it feels. I finished up the Prequel Universal Skin Solution Dermal Spray. This is their hypochlorous acid spray. I probably for about half the year last year used hypochlorous acid on my skin 1 to 2 times a day. I don't do that anymore, and I quite honestly haven't seen a huge difference. So I don't use this on my skin, but I like having some form of hypochlorous acid for cuts. If I tend to pick my fingers, my cuticles, and maybe one gets cut, I will spray this on there and it like the pain goes away and it's basically healed by the next morning. I will use this on Zeus. He gets those calluses because he's, you know, almost 200 pounds. And when he lays on the floor, sometimes the calluses will break open, and I spray this on him and it helps heal him up real quick. I just feel like everybody needs some kind of hypochlorous acid spray in their home. It doesn't have to be this one though. I know you can get real cheap ones off Amazon, but I did enjoy this and I did like the sprayer. So I did purchase a backup. And then this is the Geek and Gorgeous Liquid Hydration Spray. This has 5% panthenol in it, which is very hydrating. It also has urea in it, allantoin, lactic acid, lots of good hydrating ingredients. This was fine. I did try some other things from Geek and Gorgeous that were fine, but it didn't stand out to me as the best hydration spray ever. I'm currently using the Josh Rosebrook, which I just adore, not only for how it makes my skin feel, but also for how it smells. So it wasn't bad. It's very affordable, but it wasn't something that I rushed to repurchase. All right, let's go to serums. This is an empty box of the Dr. Dennis Gross Universal Daily Peels. This is one of my favorite ways to exfoliate. I have tried a couple of different ways of exfoliation lately, but I always go back to this one. I use this once a week. I do not use it daily. I will mildly, and I'm talking mildly, exfoliate more maybe than twice a week, but when it's something as strong as this, it's once a week. I don't need more than that. It works great. It lasts forever when I use it like that because this is 35 treatments. It's been a favorite for I don't know how long. I've talked about it for years and years. Finished up a few Truology Vitamin C Serums. This C Boost, which is the tetrahexadecyl exorbate form of vitamin C, and the VitaC3, which is the L-exorbic acid. They are both great, but I think if I had to choose my favorite, I would still go with C Boost. I just feel like my skin loves the THD derivative of vitamin C more than any other derivative. So I do have a backup of C Boost and will be continuing to use that, but both of them are fabulous. I used up this is a gift with purchase, a very deluxe sample or trial size of the Alastin Restorative Skin Complex. I used to use this as my like peptide anti-aging serum step for probably 2 years and absolutely loved it. It's still fabulous, still great. I just have moved on to different things, but I still recommend it. And I thought, you know what, I have it, I'm not gonna waste it. And I still love it. One that I am actively using every other night is my Allies of Skin Copper Tripeptide and Ectowin Advanced Repair Serum. I have a whole video on this. I love this so much. I am on my second bottle and I have a third on backup. I don't want to be without this. I love it. I love Allies of Skin. I say it every time I talk about them. This and the next brand that I'm going to talk about are probably my top 2 brands at the moment and for a while for skincare and how they just perform on my skin, and this is no different. Love this so much. And I say that I use that every other night because on the alternating nights, I will use some kind of pigment inhibitor. I use tretinoin 6 nights a week. That in itself is a pigment inhibitor, but I like to incorporate more to do what it says, inhibit pigment. I do not have hyperpigmentation on my face. I have a few post-inflammatory spots from acne, but they're really lightening up. I can barely see them anymore. And I think this step has a lot to do with it. This is the Calisum Professional Pigment Solution. Love it, love it, love it. Have another one. I'm using also one from, is it Epicutis? I think it is. I'm using one of their pigment inhibitors right now. I also like that, but this one I just feel like really, really works well. But again, it's from Calisum, so I'm gonna love it because truly I love everything from them. These 2 were sent to me and I ended up using them on my body simply because they do have some ferments in them. And while I'm slowly but surely breaking down which ferments I can use and which I can't, the fact that I already had these steps in my routine and the fact that they did have ferments, I just didn't find the time or inclination to try them on my face. But they're from Dr. Whitney Bowe. She launched her own skincare line last year, and this is the Retinol Night Serum. I love the packaging. I love this color. And this is a 0.1 retinol firming treatment. And then the exfoliation night serum, both look, I mean, they're identical except for the names. And I use this all over my chest and upper arms. That's how I finished them up. They worked great there. I know a lot of people really like this line. And the last kind of serum treatment is a very small empty of my tretinoin. This is from Nurx and it is the 0.025. I do have one of these I'm trying to get through, but I have also started using Altreno, which is a 0.05 tretinoin that has added collagen and hyaluronic acid. But because I still have one of these, I'm kind of alternating those every other night until I'm out of this, and I will use the Altreno from then on. But this is great. I really love the fact that I started out on this particular product, straight tretinoin at the 0.025, because I was able to retinize my skin enough to where now I can use the 0.05 all down my neck and have no irritation, because the neck is where I need the most help at the moment. So I do appreciate this. And again, I'm still going through another tube of it. But if you are wanting to try just straight tretinoin and not a compounded formula like Agency, which really did not do well with my skin, then Nurx is a great place to go. All right, let's talk about eye products. I have 3. The first is from Calisum, the Eye Contour Lifting Cream. This is a growth factor exosome eye cream from Calisum. It's fabulous. I use this as my treatment. So a lot of times, especially now, I need to top it with a more moisturizing eye cream that maybe just be good for hydration. But this I'm getting actual like active treatment from. And I am currently using it. I love it. One of those moisturizing eye creams that I like to top that with, and I don't want to say this is only good for moisture because it does have other added benefits from it, but this is the Chantecaille Bio Lifting Eye Cream. I completely finished, well, I have like 1/2 of a little use down in there. I love this stuff. It is very hydrating. I have been having a lot of trouble with my eyes, under eyes especially. I think I'm finding some stuff that's really working out that you probably wouldn't have thought would. I'll talk about that in future videos. But this one is one of the only current ones, because I am working on another one of these, that is keeping my eyes hydrated like I want them to be. And then finally, the Lemieux Eye Wrinkle Corrector. Talked about this in one of my AM, I think my last AM routine. I am done with this. I do really like this, but I have come to realize I like this when it is not as cold outside as it is now, because it's just not quite moisturizing enough. But in the summer and spring, this is great. It's almost got a primer consistency, so it really fills in those fine lines and is very, very good. I have 3 moisturizers, one of which is the Dr. Whitney Bowe Glow Microbiome Nourishing Cream. Use this on my body as well. No complaints using it there. The Numbuzin number 2 Cica Ceramide Repair Cream. I don't know if this has ferments in it. I stopped using it on my face when I realized that was what was causing my fungal acne breakouts, but I honestly don't know if it does. I loved it on my face as far as the feel of it. It was very hydrating, but it almost dried down to a matte finish. So if you have oily skin or in the summertime, this would be really good. I ended up finishing it off on my body. And one that I don't want to waste on my body because I love it so much is the Allies of Skin Peptides and Antioxidants Firming Daily Treatment. One of my very favorite moisturizers of all time. Always have one on rotation, always have one on backup. Oh, and this serum is the one that Chad finished up. The Paula's Choice Boost Pro Collagen Multi-Peptide Booster Serum. I just like to, randomly give him things that are gonna help perk up his skin a little bit. He needed some extra hydration. His skin really loves Paula's Choice. I do love Paula's Choice. She has a new moisturizer right now that is so good. I think it's the peptide moisturizer or the collagen moisturizer in the pink bottle. Really, really good. For sunscreens, I finished up the Alastin Hydratint Pro Mineral Sunscreen. I don't even know where the top is to this. This is a beautiful tinted SPF that can almost just be your foundation. It's just got the perfect amount of coverage and tint for me. So on my no makeup days, I will wear this and I love it. And one of my very favorites for everyday wear under makeup is the Numbuzin Clear Filter Sun Essence number 1. This is not one I would wear to the beach. This is not one I would wear to the pool. This is for everyday wear under makeup. It feels great. It's just so good. I don't even know how many I've gone through. A few things I used up on the body. This label has completely worn off, but this is the Bay Harbor Beauty Glowing Body Oil, and this is in the scent Poppy, which I absolutely love. She has since changed the packaging on this, so it is in a pump bottle versus, you know, this glass bottle. You don't have to touch it as much, so the label isn't going to get as messed up. But I love this body oil. I have multiple scents from Bay Harbor Beauty. They do the best body products. This was sent to me from a company called Nara, and this is their body wash. I really, really love the smell of this. It's called Jasmine Wood. I don't know that the body wash itself was anything over extraordinary, and it actually kind of went by pretty fast. I love the aluminum packaging, but the scent is so nice. And I also have their body oil they sent, which has the same scent, and I really like that too. There's something about it that reminds me of my Nana's house in South Florida every summer out by the pool. There's something about it, just takes me right back there. So check them out because they definitely have more products than just a body wash. I finished up a few of the Calisum Advanced Hair System. I am on my maintenance phase with this, and I do this 1 time a week. And honestly, I probably, even though it says to use half the bottle, I probably use a third, sometimes maybe even a fourth, because I feel like it's really helped fill in areas that I don't need to use as much, but I still do follow the maintenance and do this once a week. And then the Calisum Professional Serum. I have started derma rolling my skin, only cosmetic needling. I'm not doing micro needling. I don't trust myself to do that at home. I am starting to derma roll, and I'm using this afterwards, which really helps just the penetration of products. I mean, again, it's Calisum, so it's good. Finally, I'm gonna talk about real quick my toothpaste. I talk about this every time because it's not just a Crest you can get at the store. It's called Premio, and it is a Japanese toothpaste from the company Apogard, and it is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's best toothpaste I've ever used. It's very whitening. It doesn't have fluoride. It has a alternative ingredient that I cannot pronounce right now. You can get this on Amazon. You can also get it at Japanese Taste, which is where I usually tend to stock up when I stock up on my Urea Moisture Lotion that I talked about earlier. And then 2 lip balms that I went through, because my skin is not the only thing dry right now. I constantly have a lip balm on me at all times, in my pocket, next to my computer, in my purse, on my vanity, everywhere. The Peach and Lily Collagen Cushion Peptide Lip Balm. I really liked this one, like a lot. And the Allies of Skin Peptide and Ceramide Repair Lip Balm. I also really liked. I cannot turn it up anymore. I can turn it down, but I can't turn it up. It just depends on whether you like a twist up stick or, you know, more of a liquidy balm that comes out of this type of tip applicator. They're both fabulous. And that is it. That is all of my empties from the past 2.5 months. As always, I will have everything listed and linked down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I will see you in my next video, and I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.